Universal Orlando just opened 2 brand new hotels right next to Epic Universe, and many have been wondering, which one is better, Universal Stella Resort or Universal Terra Luna Resort? Well, today we are going to break it all down to help you decide which is best for your Universal Orlando vacation. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Krystal Palace, and today we are sat at our desk because we are going to be highlighting the differences and breaking down which hotel is better, Universal Stella Nova or Terra Luna Resort. Both of these hotels are new. Stella Nova opened in January of 2025. Terra Luna opened in April of 2025. But which one is better? They're right next to each other. They sure look the same from the outside. They're pretty much equidistant to Epic Universe. But which one should you stay at? A lot of people are having a hard time deciding, so that's why today we are going to break down the differences. Let's do this. As I mentioned, Stella Nova and Terra Luna are both new resorts that are in the Epic Universe area of Universal Orlando. These hotels are pretty much right across the street from Epic Universe. Stella Nova opened on January 21st, 2025, while Terra Luna opened on March 25th, 2025. Both of these hotels are in the prime value category along with Aventura Hotel at Universal Orlando. So what's the difference between them? Let's start with the theming and the atmosphere. Stella Nova is the older of the two resorts by like 2 months, but Stella Nova has a darker space-inspired theme, lots of galaxy details, metallic accents, and a really sleek, futuristic vibe. It pretty much feels like you've stepped into a spaceship in the middle of the cosmos. On the 3rd floor of Stella Nova, this is unique to Stella Nova, there is actually a galaxy hallway, which is really cool because of the way that the building was designed. They couldn't really put rooms in this space. So what they did was they made this cool walkway that has stars up above. So just not really anything that would like make your decision on if you should stay there or not, but just a little cool detail that you wouldn't want to miss if you stay at Stella Nova. Terra Luna, on the other hand, is a little brighter, more grounded, earthy tones, stone textures, a little more relaxed, natural feel, while it still feels like you're stepping into a spaceship. When I first stepped into Terra Luna after, going to Stella Nova, I honestly was so weirded out. I was like, wait, what? I was very disoriented because it's pretty much the same exact lobby. Everything is just flipped and different colors. So in terms of theming, not really much difference, just really a difference in the coloring, honestly. Both hotels, you're going to get that like space, futuristic, epic explorations, cosmos vibe. Both hotels are great for staying at Epic Universe. It really gets you into the exploration mood. Also, my apologies if I'm speaking a little funny or if I look swollen. I did just get my wisdom teeth out last week, so I'm in recovery. But we're on the mend and we're ready to break down Stella Nova and Terra Luna. So in terms of theming, it's pretty much if you want like a purple and blue and darker theme in Stella Nova, or if you want a yellow, green theme in Terra Luna. Honestly, it's a draw when it comes to theming. They're very, very similar. But now let's talk about the rooms. So the rooms at Telenova, that's the combo name for both of them. The rooms at both hotels are almost identical. They have simple, modern, clean rooms. Each hotel offers 315 square foot rooms with 2 queen beds and the option to upgrade to a pool view. So this is the only 2 options you have. You either have a pool view or standard view rooms. Now, the gripe that some guests have with these hotels is that it can only fit 4 people per room. So it's definitely not for everyone, right? If you're a family coming and you need a family suite, you're going to want to look at Aventura in that prime value category, or go to a value hotel, Cabana Bay, get a family suite there. These rooms only fit 4 people, period. 2 queen beds each room, no suites, no king rooms. That's it. Just 2 queen beds every single room. Both hotels have 750 rooms. So if you've ever been to Endless Summer Surfside, that's the same amount of rooms as Surfside. But I personally love the rooms. I think even though they're 315 square feet, they feel very spacious to me. I really like the built-in couch, the table. They just feel bigger than they probably seem on paper. They're clean, they're sleek. You do have a little carpet, but other than that, it's just no carpet floors, which is great, makes it feel a lot cleaner. So Stella Nova gives you a slightly better view of Epic Universe in terms of the standard view rooms, while Terra Luna tends to feel a little bit more open and quiet, but you could still see Epic Universe in some of these standard view rooms at Terra Luna. It's just a little further. So that's another thing. You know, the pool view rooms are more expensive, but the standard view rooms give you a view of Epic Universe. So I would book a standard room. Like, honestly, I kind of think of these hotels like Surfside and Dockside, right? Because these are sister hotels. Surfside and Dockside are sister hotels, except that Stella Nova and Terra Luna are the same size. Dockside is like twice the size of Surfside. These hotels are the same size. Stella Nova, though, is to me what Dockside is in terms of popularity, more people wanting to stay there over Terra Luna, over Surfside. That's just how I think of it, even though they're like very similar. The rooms are both very modern too. They have automatic lights and high tech. I like the TVs because they have Netflix and YouTube built into them already, which is really nice. Just like right on the remote, super easy to navigate, and also so niche. But I love the pens. Like, look, this is the pen I use every single day. This is the Stella Nova one. I have my Terra Luna one ran out of ink, so I'm upset about that. But I love these pens. I don't know, it's just a thing. Like, I use it every single day. The pens that they give at the hotels, I love them from Stella Nova and Terra Luna. They're nice. That's my life. So those are the rooms at Stella Nova and Terra Luna. Once again, it's pretty much a draw because they are so similar. Can't really say one's better than the other. I guess if you want to think of it in terms of which one is newer, Terra Luna, if you want to stay there, but it's literally by 2 months, so it's not really much of a difference. Most importantly, both give the good pens. The more you know. You guys know, if you've watched the Krystal Palace before, I'm Italian and we think about food, okay? Food is a deciding factor for, many people. It's very important. You have to know about your food options. So let's talk about dining at Stella Nova and Terra Luna. If you're enjoying this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up for me and subscribe to the Krystal Palace right down below for more Universal fun. So dining. Each hotel has a similar setup. It has a main marketplace, a lobby bar, a pool, grill, and bar, and in-room pizza delivery. At Stella Nova, you'll find Cosmo's Cafe and Market that serves burgers, sandwiches, grab-and-go favorites, and Starbucks coffee and refreshers. The Galaxy Grill is outside by the pool, makes great for some poolside eats, and a freestyle machine in the cafe and outside by the pool. So if you want to get those refillable cups at both hotels, they offer them the same price. You can get it based on the length of your stay too. So say like one cup is $19 for like 1 or 2 days. You'll be able to fill up at these freestyle machines throughout your stay. At Terra Luna, they have Omega Cafe and Market, which has a little slightly different menu, but they have some really great eats like the Terra Burger. And honestly, these are some of my favorite chicken tenders on property. They're so good. What's great about both of these hotels is that the food is made to order. Terra Luna also has a lobby bar and outside poolside eats as well. So both hotels have the same food options, right? They have a marketplace, which has grab and go food and snacks and Starbucks. They have a cafe made to order food. They have an outdoor cafe, bar, and a lobby bar. Same options at both hotels. And both hotels, the food is made to order, which might take a little longer than like your Surfside food court, but has really high quality food. And like I said, some of my favorite on Universal property. It's really, really good. Now, I will say the thing about staying at both of these hotels is that you are out of the way and you're kind of separated from the rest of Universal Orlando Resort, right? So say you are staying at Sapphire Falls. You can walk over to Royal Pacific and go to the Islands dining room or Jake's American Grill. You can go to Portofino Bay. You can hop on the water taxi. You have more options in terms of dining, while Stella Nova and Terra Luna, you kind of just have that. And you would have to Uber if you want to go to another hotel and eat. Even Helios Grand Hotel, even though they're in the Epic Universe Resort area, you can't walk there. So if you want to go to Bar Helios, you're going to have to take an Uber or you're going to have to take a bus to go to Epic Universe and then hop on another bus to go to to Helios. Just keep that in mind. That's the only thing. By now, the Uber situation has gotten a lot better. So if you want to Uber Eat something or you want to get in an Uber and go somewhere else and get food, you won't have a problem with that. But just something that I want to point out in comparison to the other Universal hotels where you can easily hotel hop and go to like Strongwater Tavern at Sapphire Falls or so on and so forth. These two hotels, you can walk to each other, but you know, Stella and Terra have the similar cafes, so there's no really sense in doing that. I will say though, I do feel like Terra Luna for me does have an edge in dining only because of the way that their cafe is set up. I like their tables. I like their space. Stella Nova feels a little cramped to me, although they're probably honestly the same exact size. I don't know. I just feel like Terra Luna feels a little more open, a little more comfortable sitting in there, but they're very similar. In terms of food, pretty much a draw because they're both made to order and delicious. Okay, now this category is where you're going to see some differences. So let's talk about pools and amenities at Stella Nova and Terra Luna Resort. Both hotels feature a very large zero-entry pool with plenty of lounge space, hot tubs, fire pits, ping pong, and poolside games. So if you're visiting with kids, however, Stella Nova does have the edge thanks to its splash pad. So Terra Luna doesn't have a splash pad. However, they both have hot tubs. Terra Luna has a little bigger hot tub since it doesn't have the splash pad. Both hotels, though, have poolside movie nights, which are really nice. They have a bunch of fire pits, too, so it's really nice. The Universal parks close pretty early, so if you want to just hang out by the pool, watch a movie, grab a drink at the poolside bar, great spot to do it. If you're traveling with adults or older kids, I would probably recommend Terra Luna since it does have, like I said, the larger hot tub. It's a little quieter. And since it doesn't have the splash pad, you know, it's not really like a deal breaker that it doesn't have a splash pad, but for some families, you know, they might see that and be like, oh, I'm going to definitely book Stella Nova then. As I mentioned too, they do have those Coke freestyle machines outside, which is really nice and convenient. They have outdoor restrooms too by the bar and grill. Fill up your drink. Great for a resort pool day. The pool is pretty basic. It's a zero entry pool, which is nice. You know, the hot tub. Other than that, no slides or anything fancy. It's just your standard pool, but it's beautiful. They have a beautiful pool deck and they're great. So yeah, this is where it's a little different though, right? So if you're visiting with adult or older kids, I would probably recommend Terra Luna for the pool, and I would recommend Stella Nova for families. Other amenities, both have universal gift shops, which are really great at these hotels because they feature the Epic Universe merchandise compared to the other hotels, which don't really have much of the Epic merchandise yet. You can also get power-up bands here, which is huge. If you want to play with your power-up band in Epic Universe, I would definitely recommend buying it before your Epic Universe day. You can do it at these hotels right in the gift shop, so you can get it all set up before you enter the park. Just makes it easier. You don't have to deal with setting it up and wasting time during your park day. Do it at the hotel the night before. Other than that, they have fitness centers that are pretty much the exact same. Game rooms too. They're not that big, but they still have some fun games like claw machines and basketball. And what I like is that they both have like these flex rooms, which are nice because if it's raining or too cold, they'll have activities in there for kids that they can't do outside by the pool, which is great. So like I said, both hotels, amenities, similar, a few slight differences. Now, another category where the biggest difference comes in, transportation. Why, you might ask? Well, I'm going to tell you. Both resorts offer shuttle buses to all of the Universal parks, Universal Studios, Islands of Adventure, Volcano Bay, and City Walk. But Stella Nova has something special, a walking path. And if you're anything like me, I love to walk to the parks. I love to be able to control my own fate. Don't have to wait for a bus. Don't have to wait for a water taxi. You can just simply go when you want to go. So that's the edge that Stella Nova has over Terra Luna. Now, you might say, wait, Krystal, I saw you actually posted a video of how long it takes to walk to Terra Luna. And that is true. Insert video here. How long does it take to walk from Terra Luna Resort to Epic Universe? Let's take the walking path and find out. If we're starting from the front of the lobby here, we're going to walk to the left of the hotel, and we're actually going to walk away from Epic Universe to cross the street and walk back towards Epic Universe. Or if you're starting from the pool, you go out of the pool, make a left, and you're even closer. Terra Luna Resort and Stella Nova, all the Universal hotels are gated in, so you'll have to walk up to the gate and go out. They do require a room key past a certain time at night, so just keep that in mind. But it's so oddly very windy in this area, so that's why I'm doing a voiceover here, because you wouldn't be able to hear me. Once you get out of the gate here off of Terra Luna property, you're going to cross this busy intersection. Now you're on the same side as Stella Nova Resort, and you're kind of going to be walking around Stella Nova. You can see by this map here, you walk around Stella Nova Resort, and then we're going to meet at the Stella Nova Resort sign. Then when you're facing the sign, you're going to make a left and cross another street. This is where the Stella Nova and the Terra Luna walking paths cross, and you're right across the street from Epic Universe. So up to this point, it takes 13 minutes to get here, which really isn't that bad, and then another 4 to 5 minutes to get to the Epic Universe gate. I would honestly recommend taking a shuttle bus. Shuttle buses are right behind me. So this walking path isn't really a walking path. It's not an official walking path, right? You can walk from Terra Luna to Epic Universe. However, it's not an official Universal walking path because you have to cross a very busy street. So they don't really like promote the walking path. You know what I mean? Like they don't really want you to do it. Can you? Yes. I mean, free will, right? You can walk where you want to walk, but it's not like Universal property. Stella Nova, however, that is a direct, you do have to cross a busy street still, but it's a main street compared to Terra Luna, which is like kind of like it was honestly very scary to cross. I'm not going to lie. So I would suggest just taking the bus over to Epic. Super easy. The last time I stayed at Terra Luna, I just took the bus every time because it's just hop on, hop off. Not bad. So being able to walk is a huge perk, especially for early park admission. You can start walking before the buses even start running in the morning. For Volcano Bay, if you saw my video from Volcano Bay when they got rid of the Tapu Tapu, that's when I was staying at Terra Luna and I was trying to get from Volcano Bay back to my resort. As of the recording of this video, all 3 Epic Universe hotels are sharing a bus to Volcano Bay. So how it went was I got picked up at Terra Luna first on the way there. Then we stopped at Stella Nova. Then we stopped at Helios Grand Hotel. Then we went to Volcano Bay. Took about 30 minutes. On the way back, however, it took me 1 hour. I stood at the bus stop for 1 hour waiting for the bus to get back to my hotel. So the buses to Volcano Bay, as of the recording of this video, this was in October, so, if you go in the summer, I'm hoping the bus situation is going to be a little better going to Volcano Bay. I'm sure it will. I think I just hit like a really weird day. They had a miscommunication with the bus system, whatever that was. But just know, as of the recording of this video, to get to Volcano Bay, 3 hotels are sharing 1 bus. The comparison between Stella and Terra, they're the same. Terra Luna just got picked up first and dropped off first. For Universal, each hotel gets their own bus, which is great. This is probably the best transportation option. Those are the buses that they're running the most frequently. So it's easy, convenient. So yeah, that's pretty much the biggest difference, the deciding factor that most people will decide. Do you want that walking path? And I will say, in the summer, the chances that you even use the walking path are probably low. Even when you're going in the morning, if you're going in July, August, it is going to be so hot even in the morning. Like some mornings in Orlando, I'll walk out and I'll be dripping sweat already, like instantly at 7 o'clock in the morning. It's that hot. And the walking path is right as of now, because the trees aren't grown in the direct sun, walking all the way to Epic Universe. So just keep that in mind. But if you're visiting in like December, it'll be a beautiful walk. Last but not least, let's talk about pricing. Probably the most important factor that you're looking for when you're booking a Universal hotel, right? Both hotels, like I said, are in the prime value category, making them some of Universal's most affordable hotels. Typically, Terra Luna is going to be a little cheaper, around $160 per night, while Stella Nova usually runs about $25 more per night, and that price difference mostly comes down to the walking path. But I never really like giving pricing because of how much it can vary, right? So like if I tell you it's $160 a night, you can go look right now for a peak time like December and it could be over $300 a night. It changes so much. It changes from day to day too. So you gotta remember that, keep that in mind when you're booking your trip, that the price will vary. And here's a Krystal Palace secret tip. Are you ready? Are you ready for it? If you book your Universal hotel, keep checking. Go back on the website every week. Keep checking that price. If the price goes down, hi, Universal. I do see that the price went down for my hotel. I was wondering if I can get the new rate. Oh, yeah, sure. No problem at all. Let me change that for you. It's as simple as that. Krystal Palace tip. I'm going to give you example pricing just to show you the difference. April 8th through the 11th for 2 adults. Terra Luna is $286 per night, while Stella Nova is $364 per night. That's a huge difference, right? It's not your typical, oh, it's like $25 more. That's a big difference. So if that was the case and I was booking a trip, I would just book at Terra Luna because these hotels, guys, they are so similar. Even, I mean, unless you really, you're like, I'm going to walk every single time going Epic Universe. I'm going to Epic Universe for 2 days in April. I'm getting that walking path. Then that's totally fine. I totally get that, totally respect that. But if that were me, I would just say, yeah, I'm going to book Terra Luna. So the bottom line is, if you want to choose Stella Nova, if you want easy access to Epic Universe, you plan to take advantage of early park admission and you want to be the first one at that park gate, or if you're traveling with younger kids, use that splash pad. You want to choose Terra Luna if you're looking to save a little money, prefer a more relaxed, adult-friendly atmosphere. Both are beautiful, modern, super close to all the action. You really can't go wrong with either of them. Which one would I pick? Like I said, probably whichever one is cheaper. It is really nice that Stella Nova does have that walking path. If I were going in December with someone who has never been to Epic Universe, I would say, yeah, let's stay at Stella Nova, right? Because it's right across the street, super convenient. But if I didn't really care, I would just stay at Terra Luna. They're both great. You're going to have a great vacation no matter what. If you want to save money on your Universal vacation, be sure to check out theparkprodigy.com. I'll link them in the description right down below. You can use the code thekrystalpalace10 to save on your tickets and hotels. Or if you're spending over $800, you can use the Krystal Palace 30 to save even more money at checkout. You're going to have an epic time no matter what. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the Krystal Palace right down below. Let me know in the comments what other videos you want to see where I really just sit down, can talk, break it all down for you. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.